What's up everyone, Darcblade here with a little bit of an opinion piece regarding the reveal of the PlayStation 5. On the 11th of June, Sony put on a live stream demonstrating the prowess of the PlayStation 5 by revealing several gameplay trailers. This, I am assuming, would have normally been their E3 conference, but obviously with the world dealing with the T-Virus, this couldn't go ahead. So they did it in live stream form. During this live stream, they showed off numerous gameplay trailers, which all but one or two of them were running on PlayStation 5 hardware. Of course, they revealed a little bit more information about the PlayStation 5, including the 4K Ultra HD capability, speed SSD, ray tracing, controller aspects, and of course, how the machine looks. Now, the machine itself was displayed in white, which got me a little bit concerned. White consoles have never really been a thing, as they get easily dirty in my opinion. Black consoles are always more sleek, so I wonder if these will come in different colours. We'll have to wait and see. At the moment though, it seems that white is the only colour. The controller itself as well is also sleek and interesting, with adaptive triggers, a built-in mic, USB and more. Interestingly as well, they showed off two editions to the PlayStation 5. There is the standard edition and the digital edition. The standard edition comes with obviously a Blu-ray drive, whilst the digital edition is built for digital gaming. It's going to be interesting to see if there is any form of price difference between these two versions of the PlayStation 5, but alas, during this event, Sony didn't actually reveal any price tag at all. They also revealed a number of peripherals, which you would kind of expect. They are pretty much the bog standard ones, a PlayStation camera, charging docking port and more. But one aspect in terms of hardware that they didn't really show off was any form of backwards compatibility. Now, Sony have said that PlayStation 5 will have backwards compatibility, but it would have been nice to see it in action and confirmed. Personally, I would hope it will be able to play games from all generations of the PlayStation, so PlayStation 1, 2, 3 and 4 games, but we'll have to wait and see how this pans out. But on top of that, there were numerous highlights in regards to the large amount of trailers that were shown off. Now, I'm not going to go through each of the trailers here, as some games interest me more than others, so I'm going to pick out the highlights that stood out for me. Now, most of the trailers also showed off gameplay rather than just cinematic trailers, although one or two of them were cinematic only, but these were normally games that were very early in development, so you can forgive them slightly in that regard. The first standout game for me was Spiderman Miles Morales. A sequel to the 2019 Spider-Man game, this looks to continue the story and allows you to take on the role of Miles this time instead of Peter Parker. Whilst only a trailer was rarely shown, it nonetheless seems in keeping with what we already know from the previous Spider-Man game in terms of actual gameplay. So I'm assuming we're going to get more of the same, which isn't a bad thing. On top of that, they gave us a release date of Holiday 2020, which potentially means that it could be a launch day game. They didn't specify. The next highlight for me personally was Project Athiya. Now, this unfortunately was a cinematic trailer. Not much was revealed, but nonetheless it looked interesting, as it seemed like an RPG where you took on the role of someone who was very in tune with nature, put it that way. Not much more to say about this game unfortunately, but it caught my eye nonetheless. The next game, which is one that I'm exceedingly excited for, is a game called Stray. Now, originally I only knew this game as Project HK. I've been following this game for years, as it's been in development for quite some time now, and has you playing as a cat in a dystopian world of robots. Now, this is being developed by a very small team, so it's good to see a full trailer with everything in motion, and I am exceedingly excited to get my hands on this one. Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait to 2021 to be able to play it. Which brings us on to the next game that caught our eye, which was Kena: Bridge of Spirits. A cute fantasy game, this trailer showed off both cinematic aspects and gameplay aspects of this upcoming and interesting title. Unfortunately, as this seemed to be in early development, there wasn't much more revealed unfortunately. The next trailer that caught my attention was Little Devil Inside. Now again, not much was revealed, although this is a very artistic game with a highly stylized art style. Utilising minimalistic graphics, it showed off an interesting and slightly comic and amusing trailer, but again, once more, not much more information was given. But next comes a big one, which is the remake of Demon's Souls. Being developed by Bluepoint, which were the developers who remade Shadow of the Colossus, I'm glad to see this game making its return. With top-notch and up-to-date graphics, this should allow more people to experience the first Soulsborne game. But once more, alas, no release date. The next trailer to catch our eye was Deathloop. Now, this was shown off during last year's E3 conference by Bethesda. which also brings concerns in some respect. But Deathloop is a game about controlling two assassins and trying to get out of this, well, I hate to say competition in a way. Your character will die over and over again, and each time you try to break the loop, so to speak. During the PlayStation 5 event, they showed off a gameplay trailer, which gave me vibes of Dishonored and Prey. So this is one I'm actually going to be keeping an eye on. Unfortunately, there was no release date revealed during the trailer, but it was later revealed that this appears to be a timed console exclusive for PlayStation 5, which is going to upset some people out there. But anyway, the next one, which is probably the biggest one alongside Demon's Souls for me personally, is Resident Evil 8 Village. At first the trailer looked like it was a new IP, but after about 10 seconds I guessed it was going to be Resident Evil 8, as Capcom have been hinting at a new Resident Evil game for quite some time. I assumed it was going to be following on from Resident Evil 7, and in a way I was correct, as it is set in a first person point of view, and also has returning characters of Ethan from Resident Evil 7, and of course Chris Redfield. The trailer itself showed very many interesting aspects, and in a way seems to be almost inspired by Bloodborne in terms of setting, with very gothic architecture, combined with what looks like werewolves and more. This is definitely, for me, one I'm going to get straight away. But unfortunately, I have to wait to 2021 to get it. Which brings us on to the last trailer, which is worth talking about, which is Horizon 2 Forbidden West. A sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, this game sees the return of Aloy as she travels into the West. Here she is trying to deal with some form of infection almost, that is affecting all wildlife. New robotic animals were shown off, and not just dinosaurs this time. Mammoths, turtles, and other mammal-like robots were on display. There is also quite a bit of emphasis on being able to go underwater this time, so we're going to have the environment expanded on in that sense. It did look gorgeous, but once again, alas, no release date. But there we have it, those were the highlights and what stood out for me regarding the PlayStation 5 reveal event. Now obviously, like I said, whilst there hasn't been a lot of information revealed about release dates and that, there may be more information behind the scenes that wasn't actually displayed on the trailers itself. This video is just talking about what was shown during the actual live event. The same goes about the information regarding the PlayStation 5. More information may be revealed behind the scenes or in interviews and other events, but in terms of just talking about the event itself, again, I am disappointed there was no price tag revealed or any mention of backwards compatibility. But fingers crossed, that's something to talk about in the future. Overall though, I am pleased with what they have shown, especially in regards to the trailers, because despite how good hardware is, at the end of the day, if there aren't games to play on said hardware, it's not going to matter so much. But what were your thoughts on the PlayStation 5? Is it something you're going to pick up at launch, or are you going to wait until a game that you really want comes out? Leave a comment down below, and until next time, I've been Darcblade, bringing you my opinion on the PlayStation 5 reveal event. Hope you enjoyed the video, thanks for watching, subscribe and like for more.